When you get outside of this Jackson bubble and you talk to Mississippians around this state, election integrity is one of the top issues they always bring up. So making sure we can return that confidence to our voters is something that we're going to continue to focus on. We have focused on, and we don't just talk about it, we get things done. When you look back at the 2020 election, you had a lot of questions. And I think one of the things that we've tried to do as the chief election officer here in Mississippi is really return the confidence to the process. Well, how do you do that? Well, you focus on the integrity of the process and you tell voters this is exactly what we're doing so that you can trust, hey, the vote that I cast is the vote that was counted. So back in 19, coming into office, even before 2020 happened, we talked about this on the campaign trail. And I heard started, little questions from here and there, general public, hey, tell us about our process. What is the election process here in Mississippi? How can we make it better? And I think that's the important part that we've tried to do is, again, return the confidence to the process for our voters here in Mississippi. As we look through the election code here in Mississippi, one of the things that we're going to try to do is rewrite the entire code. The ballot harvesting, that was not banned. That was allowed in Mississippi code. So as we find those loopholes, we want to make sure that we close those, again, to return confidence to the voters. 1310 was a bigger bill out of the House and was really a comprehensive piece of election integrity here in Mississippi. So remember back in 2016 when Trump won, you had Hillary Clinton and John Podesta launched a new effort, and they were studying elections and wanted to make some recommendations on how elections could be run better. One of the suggestions they made, post-election audits. So 2020, fast forward, President Trump loses. All of a sudden, Republicans start talking about post-election audits. Well, it shouldn't be who loses should be the only one supporting post-election audits, because now we have seen both parties actually support post-election audits. So we brought that legislation to Mississippi. Post-election audits is going to be a great thing. We're going to audit all 82 counties, again, to make sure it's a procedural audit so they're following the law. How should elections be run in Mississippi? Let's make sure you're following the code sections. Let's make sure you're doing the regulatory work that we demand of our elections to make sure that Mississippians trust that process. So that's an important piece. We also codified voter roll maintenance. Mississippi always allowed for the federal rules and regs to rule over voter roll maintenance. Well, I thought that was a terrible idea. That should be an election process that's held here in the state, should be codified in our laws. So that's something we pushed really hard, got that done as well. We also got more funding for our local level, cybersecurity and other things that happens at the local level. We wanted to make sure they had funding for that. Again, making sure that our citizens understand the process. So at the end of the day, as the chief election officer for the state of Mississippi, my job is for voters to understand and have confidence. When they walk into that ballot booth and they cast their vote, the vote that's cast is the vote that's counted.